Lexus has unveiled its own take on BMW's 5 Series, and while some may not see it as a direct competitor, within the Japanese brand's lineup, the new ES is clearly aiming for that segment. Now, in its 8th generation, the model has undergone a dramatic transformation. The premiere took place at the Shanghai Auto Show, and it is immediately evident that the styling of the new ES has taken a completely different direction. China was chosen as the debut location for the new Lexus ES for a clear reason. Nearly every second ES sedan sold worldwide goes to the Chinese market. Therefore, it is not surprising that the new model was primarily designed with Chinese customers in mind. However, what is particularly noteworthy is that the development was carried out exclusively in Japan under the full supervision of Lexus's chief engineer. There were no Chinese partners involved in the project, a rare exception, especially in the current automotive landscape where nearly every new release seems to be the result of joint efforts with Chinese manufacturers. The soft curves of the previous generation are gone, replaced by sharp lines, crisp edges, and a silhouette with distinct sports car cues. The design draws inspiration from the LFZL concept and the latest RZ and RX crossovers. The recognizable Lexus design language remains, but it has been reinterpreted with a more modern and dynamic spirit. The roofline leans heavily toward a fastback profile, flowing seamlessly into the trunk and lending the car a sense of motion even when stationary. There are, of course, some design echoes of Audi, especially in the side profile. Yet the details are unmistakably Lexus. The front fascia has been significantly refined. Instead of the familiar spindle grille, it now features a minimalist and clean design. And here's an interesting detail. The front design differs depending on the powertrain. The hybrid version features a small air intake beneath the emblem, while the fully electric model comes with a smooth, streamlined panel devoid of any additional openings. It creates a futuristic aesthetic. The vehicle has also grown in size. The wheelbase has been extended by 8 centimeters, now reaching nearly 3 meters, and the overall length is 5 meters and 14 centimeters. The cabin offers even more space, particularly in the rear, one of the key selling points of previous ES generations. With this update, Lexus not only maintains that advantage, but clearly aims to reinforce its reputation as one of the most comfortable executive sedans on the market. The interior of the new Lexus ES has also undergone a significant upgrade. The cabin now embraces a minimalist design with a clear emphasis on the digital era. Physical buttons are nearly gone. Most controls have been shifted to touchscreens. It looks futuristic, but in terms of usability, opinions are divided. Not everyone appreciates this approach. However, even in the base configuration, the vehicle comes equipped with a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and a large 14-inch central multimedia display. A standout feature is the optional touchscreen located directly in front of the front passenger. Yes, the passenger can now interact with the screen and feel more involved. It's a somewhat polarizing solution, but it makes sense when considering that the model is primarily tailored for the Chinese market, where such features are in demand. The interior materials have become even more upscale. Bamboo wood trim has been added to emphasize the vehicle's premium status and elevate the cabin's atmosphere. It looks refined and stylish. Nevertheless, despite the upgraded interior and trendy design, there are some concerns regarding the powertrain, particularly in the entry-level version. Let's start with the base hybrid, a 2.0-liter engine, front-wheel drive, and 194 horsepower. Acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 9.4 seconds. To put it mildly, that's not particularly quick. This version is primarily intended for the Asian market. In the United States, a more appealing option is expected, the ES350H. It features a 2.5-liter engine, all-wheel drive, and 245 horsepower. The 0 to 100 kilometers per hour sprint is achieved in 7.8 seconds. Better, but still not quite up to the level expected of a premium sedan aiming to compete with German rivals. Now for the bad news for old-school enthusiasts. 6-cylinder engines are gone for good. It's over. Lexus is decisively moving toward electrification, and this shift is directly impacting the engine lineup. The ES now includes fully electric variants. The entry-level version is the front-wheel drive ES 350i with 221 horsepower and a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 8.9 seconds. Not a record setter. The higher-end ES 500i is much more compelling. It features 2 electric motors, all-wheel drive, and a combined output of 338 horsepower. It accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.9 seconds. Now that's more like it. According to the Chinese testing cycle, the range is up to 483 kilometers for the base model and up to 610 kilometers for the top version. However, it's important to remember that the Chinese cycle tends to be optimistic, attractive on paper, but more modest in real-world conditions. Actual range figures are expected to be lower. Official sales are set to begin in 2026. Pricing details remain undisclosed for now, but more information will likely emerge closer to the model's global release.